Well, hi and hello everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for another edition of our series where we go over the top 10 Billboard singles in a given year. I tier them out from S to F. We've done the 2010s. We are working our way through the 2000s. In this video, it's 2006, baby. Oh, 06. Yay! Oh, 06 time. Just kind of tease a little bit. This was an interesting mix of tracks, an interesting array of songs end up in this top 10. We are going to have a range of genres and emotions on this video, so watch out. We are going to ease you guys into it, though, with the, I guess, somewhat underappreciated Beyonce single Check on It, which I think has a great beat, some great overdubbed vocals as well, but maybe not one of her more standout choruses, which I think is why it's not necessarily withstood the test of time like maybe other singles from her have. Slim Thug on the track is pretty good. It just kind of comes off like a classic old school bling era jubilee, if I could use that word without sounding too corny. Of course I can't. I sound corny as hell saying it. I would put this pretty solidly in the B row. It's pretty good. We're putting B in B. Following that, though, we have the much more critically acclaimed SexyBack, of course, from Justin Timberlake and Timbaland. And, gonna be honest with you, I think the song is overrated as hell. I think it falls flat and it ages worse and worse every year. Those little tom perks in the beat are cute, but everything else about the instrumental is awful. From the super distorted and staccato synthesizers that are rigid as hell and don't sound sensual or groovy or sexy in any way. Oh yeah, that's hot. That's really hot. I also love Justin Timberlake's shouts of "yeah." Also, super sexy. His over-the-top vocalizations. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. Again, there's nothing sexy about the track at all. And while there are some elements of kinkiness in the lyrics, it's so performative. It's such a put on. It sounds like a depiction of freaky sex from someone who does not have freaky sex or maybe even that much sex at all, honestly. Not saying Justin Timberlake hasn't lost his V card or anything. I'm just, putting forward the idea that its creators are maybe not as freaky as the song would like to let on, because the energy is kind of vanilla, even if it's trying to nod towards something a lot darker. I'm feeling like a D row on this one, honestly. I really do not enjoy listening to it. I think it's annoying. First hot take out of the way in this video. Next one, we have Chameleon Air with Ridin' featuring Crazy Bone. Man, this track's a Southern and a bling era classic. You can't not love this song. They see me rolling, they hating. Damn, and the Crazy Bone feature is so good. Those synth horns sound fantastic. The beat is bumping. One of the best choruses in any pop rap or Southern hip hop song to drop in this decade. This is pretty handily going in the A row, honestly. This track is great. This track is amazing. If you are not familiar with the song, please familiarize yourself. It's a standout for sure. Okay, following this, we have another 2000s anthem. That would be Gnarls Barkley's Crazy. If you guys don't know about the CeeLo Green and Danger Mouse project, Gnarls Barkley, please, listen to the debut. There are so many freaking good tracks on it. And Crazy is, one of the rare instances where you have such a smash hit and it's actually just like a fantastically good song, and it's sound vocally and instrumentally, aesthetically, the writing is there as well. The way elements of alternative pop and soul and hip hop fuse together on this cut, so tasteful, so good, so of this era as well. I just can't say enough good things about this song. I think it's one of the musical wonders of the pop charts from this decade, and still continues to sound amazing to this day, almost 20 years later. Does that make me crazy? Like, damn, every single time this song goes on, it goes off. Yeah, it's fire. It's wonderful. It's amazing. I would put it in the S Row pretty handily. Next, we have an interesting one, Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten, which, in some respects, I think is a little late to the party when it comes to female singer-songwriters with, kind of a bumpin' pop / hip hop beat blend behind them, some acoustic guitars in the mix. There was tons of stuff like this that dropped in the 90s and did well commercially. And even with all those established hits and singer-songwriters out there who did pretty much the same thing, I wouldn't say Natasha Bedingfield necessarily stood out, like strictly in an artist's sense. I think for the most part, her career kind of fell off slowly after the, release of the song. I'm not trying to be harsh or mean or anything like that. I'm just saying it's not entirely a one-hit wonder situation, but it's sort of a one-hit wonder situation. Like in Natasha's defense, she's got a few bangers, A Pocket Full of Sunshine being another one. But, Unwritten is easily the biggest. As far as a song goes in this field, in this style, in this aesthetic, I think Unwritten is great. The beats and guitars come together really well. The verses are pretty engaging, but it's really the chorus on this thing that sells it, makes it an anthem. Feel the rain on your skin. I do think the track does hold off on that hook a little long. You really kind of wait for it, but it feels so great when it hits. Vocals are on point. Writing is on point. I just think it's a really, fantastic modern singer-songwriter pop fusion. I would put it in the A tier. Okay, following this, we are getting the mega hit from Shakira, Hips Don't Lie, featuring Wyclef Jean. We're going to get some hot takes in this video at this point. Yeah, I'm not into this track. I think it's mid. I mean, I think the beat is great, and, those horn samples definitely go off. Again, the horns are great. They bring the hype, but beyond that, I just don't really think this song has much going for it. Shakira's voice is just a little too over the top with that vibrato. It's kind of annoying, and even with that being said, I think, vocally speaking, she's the best thing on the track, because Wyclef on the song is, frankly, kind of annoying, and the vocal feature bit toward the end is mixed so horribly. Who did the vocal mix on this track? It sucks ass. Like a track with horns and drums this hype, the beat should be a lot louder, and yet it's not really. But yeah, I just don't really think Hips Don't Lie is that great of a song when you get down to the nitty gritty. I get why people think it's a hype track. The moments on it that pop and sound bold certainly sound bold, but I think the inner workings of it really could use a bit of work. I'm feeling a C tier on this one. We are feeling a C tier. Okay, next we have a song that tends to warrant an eye roll or two when it comes up in discussion or in playlists. That would be James Blunt's "You're Beautiful." God, what a weird, creepy song. What a weird, creepy, obsessive, whiny singer-songwriter type song about a guy who sees a girl with her man, like on public transit, and she smiles at him for some reason, probably because he looks crazy, or maybe it's a nervous smile because she hopes to escape from whatever situation she's in where this guy is staring at her, gazing creepily, and writing a song about her in his head. And making a plan, as he says in the song. And, she's an angel. And, obviously, because she's with somebody, they can't be together and so on and so forth. It's just like a really creepy passing glance. If the guy doing this or thinking this were, like a Dorito munching incel, we would be like, gross, that's disgusting, leave her alone, blah, blah, blah. But because it's in a sappy song and it's James Blunt, we're like, oh, it's beautiful. When in fact it's not. It's weird, it's obsessive and annoying and gross and insipid. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it in a car. I don't like it near or far. I don't like it in a chair. I don't like it in the air. I don't like it on a speaker. I don't like it in a beaker. I will not listen to James Blunt. I will not listen. All right. I'm putting this in the F tier. This is not it. This is really not it. Okay, I know she's not the most relevant out there right now, but there's got to be some Nelly Furtado fans watching in the comments, right? Nelly Furtado fans, stand up. Announce yourselves in the comments. Announce yourselves proudly. I'm a fan of Nelly. Come and rub my belly. That's a really popular chant. Yeah, here we have one of her bigger tracks, Promiscuous, featuring Timbaland. And yeah, the 2006 was really Timbaland's year, apparently. But I think this track kind of stinks too. It's not great. It's mid as hell. I think it's actually more obviously mid in ways that the Justin Timberlake song isn't. I mean, I think the beat is okay, but here's the thing. The singing on the chorus is ass. Number one. And number two, like the back and forth between Nelly and Timbaland in the verses and in the lyrics, like has no chemistry whatsoever to it. Like I get no tension, I get no anything off of listening to them together. It just sounds corny. It sounds like a put on. It sounds horrendously fake. Like I have no investment in this progression because the performances and I guess, you know, the acting in a sense is just so bad. It just, I don't know, feels like the kind of dialogue or back and forth that you hear at the start of a porn. So of course it's like, you know, gonna sound like crap in a song. It's in the E tier. Okay, next we have Sean Paul with Temperature, who we've talked about before in these videos. I don't think Temperature is one of his better tracks, frankly. I think it's got a lot of energy. I think it's got a lot of viscera. Sean Paul vocally is going off on the track and the beat is like really driving and hard hitting. I think the energy of the song is kind of something to behold, but outside of that, I just don't think it's his sharpest songwriting or a hook writing either. You know, it does hit hard. It does have, again, an energy to it, but I don't think it's terribly memorable outside of a few moments, honestly. I'm going to put it in the C tier and be quick with it. And finally, to wrap things up, the #1 song for 2006, according to Billboard, was Daniel Powter's "You Had a Bad Day," which is handily one of the worst songs of the 2000s. I was actually kind of shocked when I saw it in the list here because I thought it came out much later, maybe more bordering on the 2010s, but no, this is a mid-2000s song, and I'm not even going to say it's mid because saying it's mid would really be kind of underplaying it. It's funny this is the same year that You're Beautiful dropped because I feel like a lot of the same reasons I feel like that track is horrible, this song is also horrible. The vocals, the piano, the strings, the guitar just all sound so terrible, so sanitized, so awful. Not only that, but I feel like this song is like the definition of a track that is written to relate to people, and we're doing it in the most lowest common denominator way possible. What is a concept? What is an idea that like everybody can relate to in sort of a sad way? I know, it's when some people have a bad day. It's like Sesame Street music for adults. And not that I'm against the idea in concept of like, you know, using music as a healing mechanism or listening to music when you actually have in fact had a bad day to lighten your mood or feel a little less alone in the world. I mean, that's great. That's fine. That's fantastic. That's the power of music to a T. However, I don't want to meet the person who, when they genuinely have a bad day, puts on Bad Day to like, you know, basically wring out those feelings. I'm sorry if you're that individual, and I'm sorry if I'm coming off, you know, crass here and mean, but like, I don't know, man. You got to get your priorities straight, because relating to this song is like, I don't know, relating to an advertisement. When I listen to it, it doesn't feel like I'm taking in a piece of art. I feel more like I'm reading an LL Bean catalog. And I guess I can leave it there before I give Bad Day the F. And here you go. This is the top 10 for 2006. This is one of the more interesting arrangements that I think we've had in this series so far. But you know, what can I say? There was a lot of crap that came out in 2006. Some bangers, a handful of bangers, a handful of bops for sure, but a lot of crap. Like even tracks that with some people in some circles, I think are obviously pretty beloved, but at least I personally find to be pretty terrible. But yeah, there you go. That's the tier list. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, 2006, forever.